guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see by the title of today's video, today is going to be like a health update. And I kind of want to start this video off by starting from the beginning. I just want to kind of catch everybody up to how I got to this point today. So I'm going to start from the beginning. It might be a little bit of a longer video, but if you hang in there, I promise I'll get to the point. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it to make this as short as possible. So it all started back when I was in 6th grade, I believe. That's when I first started my period. And it was just like a little irregular period. Like I feel like everybody's is like that. Like when they're first starting it, like it was just like weird. It's not heavy. It's just like a little bit, you know what I mean? But as time went on, they got heavier and heavier and heavier. And then when I was in around 9th grade, 8th or 9th grade, I believe it was, I would be on my period for longer than like 5 or 6 days. I would be on it for like 13, 14 days. And I'm like, what the heck? Or like I would be on it on my normal period cycle and then it would stop for a week or so, then it would start again. So my mom took me to the OB. They put me on birth control to help regulate it, and I was on it for about a year, and it did regulate it. And so then I got off of it, and it was still regular, and it was fine. It was still heavy, still painful, but it was regular. So I was like, okay, the birth control worked. And then a few years later, it did it again. Like I would be on my period for like way longer than I should be. So went back, got on birth control again, and when I go to these appointments, like my OB is not really like asking me any questions like, are my periods painful? I don't remember them asking me any questions like that. Like, are they painful? Do you take medication? Like, how many pads do you use? Yada, yada, yada. Like, nobody asked me any of those questions. So I just thought it was normal, and I just kind of kept going with it. Let's see. So yeah, I would be in school, having to miss school. Sometimes I have to call off of work, and it just wasn't sitting with me well. I'm like, I felt like I was the only person in the world that had that painful of periods. Like I feel like all the rest of the girls in high school or middle school or whatever were just living their best life. And I'm like, do these girls not have a period? Because I'm dying over here. You know, like nothing would work. A heating pad wouldn't work. Laying down, sitting in like fetal position, like taking medicine, none of that stuff helped really. Like it was just bad. So fast forward, I just dealt with it for years and years and years. I'm 25 now. So a few months ago I went to my OB and I told her what was going on and that I had really painful periods, and she's like, okay, So she recommended me to go to this other doctor. And he's actually like a fertility specialist too, so he kind of is like he does everything basically. So I went and talked to him, and he wanted me to get an ultrasound done. So we come back, I get an ultrasound done, and he's like, wow, you have a lot of scar tissue. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, you know? And he's like, yeah, you have a lot of scar tissue. He's like, have you ever had like a disease or something like that? I'm like, no, never in my life have I had anything. And he's like, interesting. And then he said he saw like 7 fibroids in there. And I'm like, okay. I've had an ultrasound before I saw him, and they didn't say they saw anything. The only time anybody ever said anybody ever said they saw anything was whenever I had a cyst on my ovary. That was like years and years ago, and they said it would just dissolve. So whatever. So he's like, yeah, he saw that, and he's like, okay, well, we need to schedule a hysteroscopy, which is basically they stick this skinny long camera inside of you and look around and take pictures basically, or something like that. It was horrible. It didn't like hurt. It was just so uncomfortable and awkward. So that's what I did there. And they were like, okay, we also need to schedule a laparoscopy because we need to remove those fibroids that we see, because that could be causing your pain, and make sure that everything else is cool and chill with you. And I'm like, oh my god, this is all happening so fast. You know, like, 1 minute I think my period's normal, and then he's like, no, that's not normal, you shouldn't be in that much pain, now I have to have surgery. And I'm like, okay. So basically with the last laparoscopy, they stick a camera through your belly button, but I only got 2 incisions. So I had one through my belly button, and I had one like on my lower, like right beneath my stomach. And in there, when was my surgery? My surgery was about 5 weeks ago. In there, they found fibroid polyps, cysts, and I was just like, okay. So basically, also what they found was that I have endometriosis. And endometriosis is basically when you have a normal period, it sheds through your uterus and comes out. With endometriosis, the endometriosis is outside of your uterus and is like bleeding and shedding outside, like into your cavity, your wall, your body, basically. And that's why it causes so much pain. And I never really even heard of endometriosis. I didn't know it really was a thing. I mean, I did, but I never actually knew what it was. And he's like, that is what's causing all of your pain. And I'm like, wow. It's been 25 years and nobody ever, figured that out. But you can't figure out, or you can't find out you have endometriosis without actually having surgery. Like, you can't just be diagnosed by looking at it or blood work. Like, you have to have surgery. There has to be a camera stuck inside of you to look. So, yeah, so basically he said I have stage 3 endometriosis, which there's only 4 stages, so I'm in the later stages of it, basically. And that is what's causing me so much pain. I still have it currently. They didn't remove any of the endometriosis. I have another surgery scheduled on the 19th of September to remove the rest of the fibroids, because the first surgery, they only removed 5 fibroids. So on the 19th, they're removing endometriosis, fibroid cysts, and I think they're doing something with my uterus or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. So hopefully that will help me with my periods, because they hurt and they're painful, and it's just crazy that people live like this every day and they're not even getting diagnosed, or they don't know about it. Like me, like I just thought it was completely normal to have like this horrible, horrible period, and that I would dread, and that I would have to miss things because of my period. So endometriosis does come back. It's not you remove it with surgery and it's just gone forever. So this is probably another type of surgery that I'm gonna have to have every, I don't know, maybe 6 months. It just depends. So we'll see how that surgery goes. I didn't vlog or anything my last surgery when I got the laparoscopy, just because I just didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was happening, and I just didn't want to. So maybe with this next one I might vlog some. I was pretty out of it. For the last one, it was pretty painful and I was really sore, basically. But this time on the 19th, they're using like a robot. I'm having robotic surgery to remove the endometriosis, so I don't really know what that's all about. I'm gonna try to Google it, but I don't really find anything. So, yeah. So basically, it's just basically a chronic illness that you have to deal with forever. So, I'm used to that though. So now, all the times where I had to leave work early, or I didn't know what was going on every time I had my period, I would just have to tell my boss, like, I gotta go, like, I can't, like, it's because I have endometriosis, and I probably had it for a long time, and I didn't know about it. So, yeah, that's what's going on with me right now. I also have another appointment tomorrow, actually, follow up for my thyroid. Well, I don't have a thyroid, obviously, but the area I get an ultrasound on it every 6 months to double check, make sure there's no lymph nodes or enlarged lymph nodes or anything like that. So hopefully everything goes good with that tomorrow. And yeah, so I'm still just trying to get through all of this. Like, surgery is hard on the body, but you know, you gotta have it. Like, I wanna be able to feel better, and I want to not have these horrible, painful periods anymore. So I'm gonna do it, and hopefully everything turns out good. Hopefully there's no other surprises. So yeah, so that's basically what I got. So I would really like to talk to other people about endometriosis if other people have it. Leave it down in the comments below. I'd love to chat with you guys, see how you guys are handling it. What do you guys do to help with it? What experiences you have had. So yeah, I guess this video wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be. I probably rushed through some stuff and probably missed some stuff. So if you have questions or if you're confused at all, leave it down in the comments below. I'll be happy to make another video. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!